Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that's become increasingly relevant in today's world. George Orwell's dystopian novel 1984, and how some of the things he warned us about might not be so far off. From surveillance to government control, we'll look at how our society compares to the one Orwell painted in 1949 and explore the potential dangers of heading in that direction. First, let's refresh our memory on Orwell's 1984. Set in a totalitarian regime called Oceania, the novel follows Winston Smith, a man living under the constant surveillance of Big Brother. The government controls nearly every aspect of life, what people believe, say, and even think. There's a powerful focus on manipulating language, altering history, and keeping people in a state of perpetual fear and conformity. But despite being set in a fictional future, many of Orwell's warnings are eerily relevant today. Let's start with one of the most striking elements of 1984, surveillance. In the novel, Big Brother watches every citizen through telescreens, cameras that track your every move. Now, fast forward to today, and we're living in a world where technology is becoming more invasive. Surveillance cameras are everywhere, and governments and corporations track our online activities, location data, even our shopping habits. Sure, most of us use smartphones and social media, and while they come with benefits, they also give companies, sometimes even governments, the power to monitor our lives in unprecedented ways. Think about it. Your device knows where you are, what you're buying, what you're searching for, and even what you're talking about. Another major concern in 1984 is thought control. Orwell introduced the concept of newspeak, a language designed to limit the range of thought. In a society where language is controlled, so are people's ideas, making rebellion or dissent nearly impossible. In today's world, we might not have a government-enforced language like newspeak, but we see social media algorithms pushing us into echo chambers, where we only hear what we already believe. This can create a warped sense of reality, where differing opinions are silenced or dismissed as fake news. Is this not a form of controlling thought and stifling true dialogue? And then there's the matter of misinformation and manipulation. Just as Winston Smith had to deal with the constant rewriting of history, in our world, facts can be distorted and narratives can be manipulated. This makes it harder for people to discern truth from lies, creating a society more susceptible to control. In 1984, Winston's life is a series of controlled, restricted choices. The government decides where he works, what he thinks, and even who he associates with. His personal freedoms are non-existent. While we don't live under direct government control like Winston, the boundaries on personal freedom are increasingly blurry. Rising surveillance, workplace monitoring, and the general expectation of conformity to social norms can create a sense of disempowerment. Now, I'm not saying we're there yet, but the trend is clear. More and more, the line between individual autonomy and control is being blurred, and that can have dangerous consequences if it goes unchecked. Here's where things get even more alarming. What happens when we normalize these forms of control? In 1984, the citizens of Oceania are so used to being watched and controlled that they stop questioning it. They accept their fate because it's all they've ever known. In modern society, we've become desensitized to constant monitoring and information control. We accept data tracking, surveillance, and even online censorship as a part of life. But the more we accept, the harder it becomes to draw the line before it's too late. So how do we prevent this from becoming our reality? What can we do to safeguard our freedom? First, we need to be vigilant. Stay informed and question the systems around us. Promote and protect free speech, resist censorship, and speak out against unjust surveillance. Most importantly, we must remind ourselves that a healthy society relies on open dialogue, transparency, and critical thinking. Orwell's 1984 is more than just a cautionary tale. It's a warning about what could happen if we let fear, conformity, and control replace freedom and individuality. While we're not living in a world quite as bleak as Oceania, we must be aware of the creeping dangers that could lead us down that path. It's up to all of us to ensure that society remains one where we can think freely, speak openly, and live without fear. So take a moment, ask yourself, are we heading in the right direction? Or is it time to course correct before it's too late? Remember, freedom is never free. Stay informed, stay free.